softener. So we have an in and we have an out. This Kenmore is awesome. It's a Kenmore IntelliSoft 370 series. It takes. I usually keep it up to somewhere between 4 and 6 or 7 for a level, but it takes these Pellet Plus. It's just your pellet software, and these are 40-pound bags. Depending on the time of year, they can cost anywhere on sale for $6.50 up to 10 or 15 bucks. If you fill this up to the 7 mark, it will typically last before you need to put more salt in it. It'll last probably, I want to say, if you're here full time, I think it would probably last 2 months, maybe. I mean, it'd take a long time. So the way it works is you dump it in, make sure it gets spread all the way back in the back corners and edges as it's all in here. You come up to the 8th level. Once you've set it, you have here what's called your reset salt level. So you literally just push this, and you'll see in this reading right here, I can show you. Trying to find the right angle here. You see it shows the level. So when you reset the salt level, you're really just pushing this, right? And right now I see it's at level 5. So I'll come up and set it to level 5 in here. And then it'll automatically keep track of it. You can also set the low salt light. So right now you'll see there's 3 light bulbs. So basically that says when the level gets down to 3, that the low salt light will come on. So as an example, if I set it up to 6 or 5, see how it's blinking. So it's saying, whoa. Well, I don't usually worry about it. I usually, if it's down to 2, I can't, I'm getting something funny going on here, but if it gets down to 2, I usually, just as a blinker reminder for me. There's also a tank light. So right here, you can switch on the tank light to look in there, get a little better look at what's going on. Something that's important is to keep the time accurate. When you get a power outage, your time may get off. And the reason why it's important to keep the time accurate, you don't have to keep the day accurate, but the time accurate, so that it knows when it does regeneration. So that's basically cleaning the little balls inside there that do all the water softening. So, there's this ionization stuff that happens inside, and I don't want to get into all the technical part, mostly because I don't have a clue. But I will tell you that in order for when it's set to do its regen cycles at 2 a.m. in the morning, this way you don't get any hard water in the lines. If you're demanding water, the first thing it does is it does a bypass on the water softener, and the water, so the hard water coming in will immediately loop back out, and it does it through this valve back here, but it changes it inside. And so if you've got people using water during a regen cycle during the day, then obviously they're going to be pulling hard water through the lines. And hard water doesn't really hurt anything. It's obnoxious because of the lime level, that's in all well water. It will tend to stop up your little sprayers and stuff like that over time. I will tell you, in the 9 years I've been here, and we've lived here since COVID, never had any problem with it. If for some reason you need to take this out and you need to service it, then it has a bypass valve here. So you literally can push this in, it will bypass, you'll go off the water softener, then you can pull the water softener out. When it's doing its thing, and it does it when it thinks it needs to, it'll be pushing water up the line right along with the condensation overflow pump. Now, the question you might ask is, Well, when this drains, because this pushes a lot of water out the drain when it is cleaning, does it push water here and overflow? The answer is no. Even though it will come up and pressurize back this way a little bit, this has a stop valve on it, so it will not allow any water to go back in this way. It only allows it to go up. You can see that right here. There's a little water right there, and it's not going anywhere because it's not going to allow it to come in. So there's no worries. Everything's one way out to the main drain. So the main thing about this is that I would do is I would go for I would go through the levels. I believe I have a manual for this. I have every manual that I have in paper form. I have in a stack that's about 3 inches tall. I will leave them in a bunch on the table, on the kitchen counter for your reference. It's for every piece of equipment or appliance or anything that I have. All the rest of it, you can look up the model numbers on the internet and get them. And while I'm thinking about the internet, oil-fired furnace maintenance, you will come up with the guy that's got a million videos out there that taught me everything I know about oil-fired furnace. So go out there and do some searching on YouTube, and you'll find this guy, no problem. So here's the question. What happens when this breaks or doesn't work right? Well, there are some cleaning things that you can do. It tells you right here exactly how to clean the nozzle and the venturi valve. And it shows you exactly how they're put together. So the question you might ask is, how do you get to it? Well, you have lifts here and here that take off this main cover. Let's see if I can do this. Doing it with one hand's a little challenging. Okay, I'm going to put that over here for a second. But you can see it tells you how to set your time, how to do some troubleshooting, and how to clean that nozzle. This is probably everything you need to know to maintain this. And here are all the parts here. So this is the stuff you would need to access. Now, I will tell you, this is the filters are down here. This is what you take off and remove. I'm not going to do it, but it's this valve system that you would clean and take care of. I will tell you that in the event that you may have to go into the actual inside guts itself and repair, again, because we're out at the cabin, you'd have to take off these series and pull this whole head off. Again, I have all the pieces for that system, spare parts, anything that you need to get that going is in here. It's all ready to go. And the reason I do this is because when stuff breaks, like that's the motor that drives what keeps time in it and keeps the saltwater cycle going. When stuff breaks, you want it fixed. You don't want to have to drive 100 miles to go find parts or have to order them and wait. So over time, I have accumulated parts. And I will tell you, that's one of the reasons that you have so many things up here. And you even have more parts underneath the cabin. And I will tell you, I have a saying, the cabin giveth. There's so many times I've had something that I needed a piece or a part for, and I've literally just, say a little prayer, come down here, and within 10 minutes I'm finding the parts. You may have to look, you may have to dig, because my organization's not the best, but at least I got things in bins. I mean, you'll see here your copper, your valves, all your hoses, any kind of wiring. There's a lot of saw bolts up here, a lot of the some construction stuff, but a lot of this is just glue, door hardware, plumbing hardware, wood stove gaskets, your gas stuff here, more gas and water, your water softener. So it just pretty much goes on and on. But this system has really only given me problem one time many years ago, and it was an easy fix, but I decided to order all the parts anyway. And so essentially you can come through here and hit the select one button. It'll tell you your hardness. I have it set to 85. I have it set to recharge at 2 a.m. in the morning. I have salt as my base, and that's it. And select, and 2 does flow rates and some other things there. You can go from gallons, flow rates. You can do your average daily gallons to look at. And then this, you would push once to do a regen tonight. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention here. This button is your regen. You push it once to do a regen tonight. You hold it, I think, or push it a second time, and it'll immediately do a regen cycle right in the moment. All right, well, I'm not going to try and put that back on with one hand, so I'll put that piece back on there as soon as I wrap up the video. So plumbing wise, there's really not much else to tell you. You know where it comes from, and I'll get it if I get a chance when I do the walkthrough. I'll take you down the what I call the fallout shelter where the well's actually located at, and then you can see what that looks like as well. But I think that's all I have for the water systems. Just as I'm looking here, you'll also see here's a spare part. This is the washing machine's front gasket. So if we've never had a problem with the washing machine leaking, except for one time they didn't close the little door that you put the detergent in. You'll do that, or you'll get a piece of clothes caught between the door and the seal, and when you shut it, you don't realize it, and then it'll leak. But I have a spare one anyway that fits that washing machine. I also have ice maker because sometimes when the humidity goes up in the summer and the doors open a lot in the freezer, it'll freeze up on the ice maker. So I had an opportunity to buy a couple of them. I have one there, and I have another one down here as well. You can see it there in that box. So you have spare parts. Anything you need a part for on any appliance anywhere, I would come down here and look for it. There are some bins that have construction and parts in them underneath the cabin as well. So it's worth it to go under the cabin and look. So that's about a wrap for the plumbing.